Yo, what is going on, Jam Fam? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I am showcasing the top 10 tips that you will need to go from a noob to a pro. Now, I'm summarizing all the knowledge, all the wisdom, and all the experience I've had in the past 3 years of playing this game. I started in 2017 in beta, so I have a lot of information that I want to share with you guys. Now, I love making trick shot videos and all the trophy pushing videos, but I really wanted to add some more value and break it down because a lot of you guys have been asking me how to improve and how to get better. So I really wanted to give a good tutorial and guide for you guys. I've seen other people on YouTube do like strategy tips and guide videos, but I've seen that it's all very vague advice and it's very blurry. They give a lot of abstract ideas that are really hard to implement, so I really wanted to share with you guys some tried and true facts that everyone can really practically use in their daily life. So the first tip I'm going to be showing you guys is you must master every single brawler. Yes, you must master every single brawler. This might sound cliche or obvious, but I see a lot of people just playing one or two brawlers their entire time because they enjoy those brawlers, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool. But in order to become a true professional, you must understand the interactions and the physics for every single brawler, because even though you might not play every single brawler, you will play against every single brawler. So in order to understand if you can win a certain fight, or what kind of shots or what kind of range certain brawlers have, it's really important that you play and thoroughly master every single brawler. And you can do this by just playing it in randoms, or you can play this with an actual team, or you can do it in scrims, but you must play with every single brawler a lot so that you're able to understand the physics on them. The second tip I want to give you guys is you must master every single mode. I know a lot of you guys only enjoy certain game modes like Brawl Ball, Showdown. Some of you guys might like Gem Grab, but I say this all the time. It's very important you're able to play in every single game mode equally well, because even if you're not playing competitively, it's so important. Because let's say you have a quest or one map, for example, Snake Prairie is a bounty game mode. If you don't like bounty but you want to push bow, for example, then you're kind of out of luck, because Snake Prairie is literally one of bow's best game modes and maps to play on. So you're gonna have to push bow there if that's the only map available. A lot of times you'll be forced to play on modes that you aren't comfortable with, and that's exactly why you must be very, very adept and able to master every single game mode. Is going to allow you to play on any map comfortably. The third tip I want to give to everyone is you must master every star power and gadget in the game. Now, this might sound very tiresome and tedious, but it's crucial, because there are certain game modes and certain maps where one star power might be better for the other one, or one gadget might be better for the other one. For example, a great example of this is Brock's star power. In solo showdown, you're going to want to use 4th rocket because it gives you that extra burst potential, whereas in 3v3 in like heist, in siege, where there's a lot more players around, you want to have that control and the zoning, and that the incendiary star power is really good for that. Also, I know there's not 2 gadgets for every brawler yet, but eventually there will. It's really important that you understand what star power, what gadgets are good on certain game modes, because then you'll be able to predict what the opponents are using. Also, you'll be able to give advice to your teammates and let them know which star power is the right one for what mode. The fourth tip I want to give everyone is you must master 1v1 interactions. Now, this can be done through solo showdown. You can do this just in a friendly room, but you really have to understand what brawlers are good against what. For example, Mortis versus Barley. It's really important to know that Mortis can 3-shot Barley, or Mortis can 3-shot Rico. Again, for another example, with Piper and Tick, it's really important to know that Piper can 2-shot Tick. For example, another one, Frank and B. It's really important to know that Frank can 2-shot B. Like, a lot of these interactions you must understand to really aid you in your games, because if you don't know how many shots it takes to take out a specific brawler, it's going to be a lot harder for you to judge whether you want to play aggressive or if you want to stay passive and heal up. So I really stress that you focus on 1v1 interactions. The fifth tip that I think everyone must master is you must have the ability to hold back your emotions. I know emotions are something that control everyone. It's something that we all have a hard time with, but it's really important that you understand that you can't let your emotions take the better of you. You have to use your rationale and your logic to make your decisions. For example, if you played with bad teammates and you were on a losing streak, Do not say, oh, I'm gonna just blame everything on the game, this game's trash, I don't want to play it anymore. You need to try and analyze what you could have done better and what your teammates didn't do right, so that you can learn from everything, because every failure, I like to say, is an asset if you're able to learn from it. So just because you had a losing streak, don't take it as okay, I'm done with this game type situation. Think about it as a learning experience and think, okay, what could I have done better to carry my teammates? Because that's the mindset that all successful people have, right? Also, if you had bad luck, for example, if someone hit a lucky goal on you, or if someone just hit a nice shot on you that you weren't expecting, don't blame it on lag or Wi-Fi, you know, or blame it on that the person just got lucky, like that wasn't skill. No, clearly there was a reason why you got taken out and they weren't. You really have to break it down and think about, what did I do wrong and what did they do right. A very famous quote that I live by is, you will always break down before you break through. What it means is basically you will almost certainly fail before you're able to break through that barrier and really become to that next level. You really have to understand that failure is on the razor's edge of success. Without the ability to accept failure and learn from it, you will never become a professional Brawl Stars player. If you, every time you lose a game, you just decide to quit and, you know, take a break and just say, oh, this is not my fault, you know, they just got lucky. That's not the positive mindset or the attitude you really should be bringing. The sixth tip I want to share with you guys is you must master the ability to connect and discuss with other people, whether it's on forums, whether it's in a 3v3 game mode and you want to discuss with your teammates before the game. Communication is key, guys. You have to be able to discuss the strategies ahead of time, even if it's with strangers and you don't know them, because you really have to understand that preparation is key. I like to say a battle is won before it is ever fought. Right? It's all about preparation. Any professional will know whether or not they're going to have a high chance of succeeding or a high chance of failure before they even go into the game. For example, if you're playing in Mortis and Solo Showdown, it's quite obvious that most likely you're not going to get first. If you're playing Piper on a mode that's very close range, meant for tanks, for example, you're not going to be expecting to do well. Do your research, guys. Do your research. Verify, don't assume. Verify, do not assume. Do not assume that you know everything. Really take the time to take the research and make sure you actually ask yourself these crucial questions. The number 7 tip I want to give you guys is you must master leading shots. It's very important to understand with brawlers like Colt, Piper, Brock, these long-range brawlers, the importance of leading shots and incorporating the timing into it so you're able to hit a lot more shots. Don't aim for where they were standing when you saw them. You have to understand that these are real people you're playing against, so they're going to be moving around. They are smart too. The 8th tip I want to give you guys is you must master the preparation before every game. For example, who's going lane, who's going mid. It's very important that you do that, because otherwise it's just going to be, this is one of the reasons why playing with a team is so much better than playing with randoms, because you can discuss, you can choose the brawlers you really want, right? That's really important. The 9th tip I want to give is you must master timing. Timing is something that is so important in everything, single thing you do in life, right? Whether it's timing for like a game mode. When do I want to push a certain brawler? Use brawl stats. There's a lot of good websites that will tell you what brawlers are good on what modes. Don't just play a brawler in a random mode. Like, for example, don't just play Bull on a map that's long range based, because even though you want to push Bull at that time and moment, you want to think about, okay, what maps and what modes are coming up that are actually good for him. If Heist is coming out in 2 days, wait the 2 days, because you might as well play him on a map that he'll actually be successful at than tilting 50 trophies just because you wanted to play him that day. The 10th tip I want to give everyone, and this is really important, is you must master teamwork. Brawl Stars is a team game. You know, Solo Showdown is great and all, but for the most part, every mode you're playing is a team game. You must understand how to work together, how to form synergy. For example, if you're playing on a team and Terra pulls, you want to try and use your Colt Super, your Dyna Super to kind of complement that and help out with the overall game. Don't play selfish, guys. A lot of people tend to play selfish. They don't pass the ball in Brawl Ball. They only think about themselves. You need to think about this as a team game. Everyone succeeds, then you can succeed. If your teammates are not doing well, you're not going to be able to do well either, right? So you must understand that teamwork makes the dream work. If you're not thinking about your teammates as real human beings, as people that you're actually collaborating with, then you're not going to be able to be successful. If you're playing in gem grab, understand what the role of the gem carrier, the aggro brawler, and the lane brawler is. You have to understand that you have to protect your gem carry, because even if you team wipe and your gem carrier is doing well, but then suddenly the next moment a Terra comes and pulls your gem carry. For example, if your gem carry is a Gene, then the game's completely changed. Now their opponent just team wiped you because they had a Terra super. You have to understand what brawlers to protect when you you have to step up and say, you know, I can sacrifice myself if it's for the greater good. For example, in bounty, if you're worth 2 stars and your teammate is worth 5 stars, you need to do everything you can to protect that teammate, because even though you might go down in the process, you're saving your team more stars in the process as well. That's going to be it for today, guys. I really hope I was able to help you guys out, because I know a lot of you guys have been requesting this video. If you guys have any other cool video ideas you want to suggest to me, make sure to leave it down in the comment section down below. Also, if you want to send me trick shots for a future video, I will have a link in the description and in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, peace.